As NBA draft rumors continue to swirl, we've heard about the Bulls being linked to Zach Edey. We've heard about the Bulls being linked to Donovan Clegan. We've heard about Devin Carter. But are the Chicago Bulls looking for the sleeper in Tyler Smith? That's right. We're going to be talking about the draft prospect of Tyler Smith and the possibility that the Chicago Bulls will go ahead and draft him at pick 11, what this would look like for the Chicago Bulls. And as usual, this is your host, Rico Greenhowe. And before we jump into it, wanted to let you know that about 76% of you guys that watch the show are not actual subscribers to the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, guys, let's jump into the hot topic of the day, which is Tyler Smith, a sleeper draft pick for the Chicago Bulls. All right, guys, so this is pretty interesting to me. I had to kind of dig a little bit more into his draft profile, and as a sleeper pick, I must say I like it. All right, for the Chicago Bulls, because he does check a couple of boxes here. First, he can shoot the ball, period. Next, he is got some height on him. This guy is 6'10", and I believe he has a 7'1" wingspan. We're going to take a look here at this draft profile, but he fits two boxes here. However, there's a lot of issues with this guy as far as what he lacks, mainly on the defensive end. It doesn't look very good at all. And then you have some high questions with what he can do outside of just a catch and shoot three-pointer. And he's also looking like he's going to be more of just a natural 4. I'm not sure he's a guy that you can shift to the 5. But anyhow, you can find this article on Lonzo Wire, and let's go into it. So, essentially what they're talking about is he is a 6'10" forward with a 7-foot wingspan, weighing about 224. He's only 19 years old. The great thing that you love about him is he shot 36% from beyond the arc in the G League here, so he can definitely be a pick and pop player here. They list him as a 3-and-D big upside, which is very good in saying upside here, guys, and so that's the critical point that I want to kind of bring out here. So has the upside, and you're going to get that with this draft. A lot of players have a lot of upside in this draft. There's not a lot of picks that you can say, oh yeah, this guy's definitely going to be this or that. And I mean, I know that's like that in any draft, but this is a bit more uncertain than many other drafts, guys, because there's so much that we're banking on as far as upside. And so, the guy shoots the 3 well. The guy will take advantage of mismatches when they're presented. So meaning if he does get a little guard on him, he showed on film that he does have like a little bit of a turnaround hook or something like that. So he will actually try to bang and actually score on that. But outside of that, he doesn't have a turn and face game. He doesn't know how to attack closeouts. He's more predicated on the fact that he is going to get his buckets based off the fact that somebody is going to feed him the ball. So you have to create something for him to score, more than likely. Like, I didn't see a lot of clips where he's coming down, he's got the ball at the top of the wing, and he just kind of breaks somebody up, gets to his layup, or, he breaks somebody up and then gets to a dunk. Like, no. It was always more so somebody penetrating, him kind of getting the right read off a cut. He gets it that way. Every now and then you get him seeing like on a dump down or something like that. Like, he was perfect there. He does run the floor. So if we are looking to get into fast break opportunities, he will do that. But if you're looking for him to be a flat out playmaker, we definitely need to do some work on this, guys. And so let's go ahead and jump a little bit more into his player profile, guys. And this is via the Ringer. You're going to see, again, a potential versatile weapon in a 2-man game. So he's going to be excellent in the pick and roll situation. I just talked about how he can, take advantage of a lot of pick and pops. He's going to be able to get very crafty out of a little bit of hand-off actions and things like that. And that's essentially how he's going to be able to attack you on the offensive end. The smooth shot, guys, like that shot that you see on tape, it's very transferable to the league. He's a left-hander. You could tell that he spends a lot of time with the form and just relaxing and shooting the basketball that way. And he has the body to become a potential defender and offensive player. I will say that as well, guys. So he just lacks a bit of a strength, but again, 7'1" wingspan, 9.3 points a game, 33.3% from 3-point land, 5 rebounds a game. Would like to see him get a little bit higher there as far as the threes, but he could certainly get better there and be a little bit better of a rebounder, guys. And so, so his minuses, let's take a look there. So there was a couple times on tape where I'm looking at this guy, and if you put him in pick and roll situations, he got lost. All right. And so that was a little scary for me. So the footwork is something he is absolutely going to have to work on. And another thing that he doesn't do well on the defensive end, guys, is he doesn't eliminate angles. So that means that when a guard like Jalen Brunson or a guard like Trae Young or even our guy like Kobe White, if they're coming downhill, they're probably going to catch him in a bad angle, and they're probably going to get to something more favorable for them. The one thing that Tyler Smith does do that I will give him a lot of credit for is he knows how to use his size in the sense that he knows how to bother you in that sense. So he'll like, I call it like turning into a tree down low. All right. So that's when you go ahead, you get tall, you make it tough for an offensive player to score over the top. But the problem is when you get to the NBA, these guys are so good, they know how to get you to the point where they'll attack an angle, and even with your height, it minimizes that. And so in order for him to be effective on the defensive end and not just be a bucket every time on the other end, like we need him to learn how to close out on angles properly and also use his height. So that's going to be an issue for me. Definitely that. At times he looks a little lost there. I think there were times on tape where sometimes people just gave him one move and then they were right by him. So that's a little scary too. So his recovery as far as getting back on the defensive end when he initially gets beat on the first move, that's another thing that is going to be an issue. And then again, the rebounding numbers. All right. So at 6'10", 5 rebounds a game. I get it that you play like 2 or 3 minutes less in the G League or whatever the case may be. So, but make no mistake about it. He got a lot of opportunities there. So I'd like to see those rebounding numbers go up a little bit more. That means that I want to see him get a bit more gritty inside. So think of this guy has in my opinion, he has like the ceiling of like an Evan Mobley type of player for Cleveland, right? But he doesn't have necessarily that kind of dog just yet, right? And so I want to see a little bit more of that grittiness, that toughness, something that we would love to see, like we loved out of Bobby Portis. Like he has to get that it factor, right, before I can say, all right, he's meeting that upside. So that's the one thing that I will say about Tyler Smith. But overall, to start off with the chapter, guys, long-winded. As a sleeper pick, I like it for Chicago. All right. Now, if we're looking to trade up, I still have supreme questions about that. Like, I'm not interested in trading up for Tyler Smith. He would have to be a pick that falls to us, and he would really be an intriguing pick because I was kind of scratching my head on this last video saying like, okay, if we were to make the Philadelphia 76ers deal, meaning that we would ship Caruso off for their 16th pick, I'm thinking to myself, like, who would we possibly draft at 16? He's absolutely a guy I would love to have at 16 to go along with my 11th pick. Now, make no mistake about it, he has to go along with my 11th pick, but he would be a guy that I'm saying, all right, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice with this guy at 16. Is he going to be a starter immediately? Probably not. He translates a lot like kind of what Hendricks was for Utah. I believe Tyler Hendricks, I think this is his name, for Utah last season. Spent a lot of time in the G League. He's probably going to have to get some work in before he starts to be an effective starter for us. So I don't think he's going to be an immediate starter, but down the line, I think he's absolutely going to be a floor spacer. The question is, can we develop him? Is Billy Donovan going to play him, which is a huge question, guys. And again, if we're going to move up, I think we got to go get Clegan. And then also, too, we have to go out and get this young man, Ware, who I have loved his tape. I love everything about him. Miles Turner look-alike. If you blink twice, it's like, man, is that Miles Turner? But this guy is terrific. 15 points a game, shooting 42% from downtown, 9 rebounds a game. Circle that, guys. I just talked about how Tyler Smith only gets 5, but almost 2 blocks a game. And this is what I'm talking about with the difference between trading up or waiting for a guy to fall to you guys. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Like I said, I agree with Tyler Smith being a sleeper pick. But he's more so a pick that I would like to get if we were to make the Philadelphia deal and get the 16th pick too. Again, I'm not saying that we move on from Caruso. I love Caruso, but if the Bulls are going to pull a move like that and they're going to go in and with the youth movement to go along with what they currently have, then this is factoring in that they're going to move on from Lavine and try to figure something out with Patrick Williams. I like this guy as a sleeper pick. So let me know in the comments, guys, do we pick this guy up regardless if we get a pick or not as far as the next pick in the first round? Do you guys see the Bulls taking him at 11? Do you guys still see us moving up to get guys like Ware, Bazilis, or even Clegan, guys? Let me know in the comments. Again, even though we don't know what we're doing, this is Rico Greenhowe, and as usual, I'm saying go Bulls. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Bulls Digest. Peace, peace, peace.